buzzing, ether humming, while it's fat, them charts be drumming. And NFTs could be something, or just art folks overcoming. Coins flip faster than flapjacks on a skillet. Bear a bull, I'ma milk it. Knowledge profit, gotta drill it. Good morning, crypto, rise and shine. Green candles climbing, feeling fine. Knowledge is profit, read the signs. Dollar bills dancing in the sunrise. Charts on my mind like a map to El Dorado. Dipped in the dips, now my pockets hit the lotto. Wallet stacked heavy like a barn full of hay. Hodl through the storm till the skies turn gray. Bull run, stampede, hear the thunder in the distance. Ride it, rope it, profits, persistence. Mining for gold in this blockchain stream. Dreams ain't far-fetched when you're chasing the dream. Wake up, get up, hit refresh. The future's digital, cash is flesh. Stacks on stacks, no time to rest. Knowledge is profit, pass the test. Ether humming, while it's fat, them charts be drumming. NFTs could be something, or just art folks overcoming. Coins flip faster than flapjacks on a skillet. Bear a bull, I'ma milk it. Knowledge profit, gotta drill it. Good morning, crypto, rise and shine. Green candles climbing, feeling fine. Knowledge is profit, read the signs. Dollar bills dancing in the sunrise. Charts on my mind like a map to El Dorado. Dipped in the dips, now my pockets hit the lotto. Wallet stacked heavy like a barn full of hay. Hodl through the storm till the skies turn gray. Bull run, stampede, hear the thunder in the distance. Ride it, rope it, profits, persistence. Mining for gold in this blockchain stream. Dreams ain't far-fetched when you're chasing the dream. Wake up, get up, hit refresh. The future's digital, cash is flesh. Stacks on stacks, no time to rest. Knowledge is profit, pass the test. Rooster crowing, profit flowing, screens are growing, let's get going. Stacks to the moon while a band rolls strumming, and knowledge drama, pass the test. The test.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna ride the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge of financial freedom. Today, we're not going over any headlines. I know there's some news, but I just kind of want to look at assets this morning. We don't do it often enough, so we're just going to have a TA day, go over what might be going on in the markets for today. So before we get to all of that TA though, let's get you prepped for some success today so we know what to keep our eyes on. We've got the stock market making some moves this morning. Nothing too crazy, but it is making some moves. We've got Apple sitting down 0.18. We've got Nvidia up 1.51% this morning. Berkshire Hathaway up 0.2%. We've got Amazon with no change on the board this morning. That doesn't happen very often for Amazon. We've got Eli Lilly up 0.46. ExxonMobil sitting up 0.38. We've got Tesla up 0.42, P&G up 0.16, we've got Microsoft down 0.14, we've got Google up 0.54, and we've got Meta up 0.62. For the crypto side of things, we've got pretty mixed bubbles over here as well. We've got a lot of green bubbles and we've got some decent red bubbles as well. Scrolling on down, we've got Bitcoin up 1.2%, we've got Ethereum up 2.5, we've got XRP up 2.5 as well, BNB sitting up 1%, we've got Solana up 0.9, we've got Tron sitting with no change on the board, we've got Dogecoin down 0.4%, Cardano up 0.1, we've got Hyperliquid down 2.2, Chainlink up 0.8, we've got Bitcoin Cash down 1.4, Leo token making some moves in that market cap, up a position, taking that from Stellar Lumens, sitting up 0.8%, while Stellar Lumens is sitting down 0.3. We've got Shui down 2.7, we've got HBAR down 1%, and Avalanche sitting down 1.4. I see several requests in there. Let me get those on the list. We've got the Fear and Greed meter looking pretty fearful. Stock side sitting in extreme fear. Same position it was yesterday. Not too unexpected. We do get a speech from Trump today at 11 a.m. Eastern, so keep your eye on that. We might get a little bit of volatility out of that. We've also got the crypto markets sitting in fear. We were in extreme fear yesterday. Now we're just lightly fearful as we've reclaimed a level we were talking about yesterday. Let's hop on over to that liquidation heat map. We've got plenty of liquidity directly above us. As we zoom that out to the higher term time frames, we've got even more liquidity above us. Right now on this daily, we've got a little bit of liquidity at 104,600 here. We've got a little bit underneath us, but not anything that really has me overly concerned for some downside action. Just a little light hot spot down where we got some bouncing. We do have on this 3-day not much liquidity, but as you zoom this out just a little bit farther, this hot spot around 105 really makes its appearance. Get this zoomed out to that weekly there. You can kind of see we'd have to drop it down just a little bit there. That's where we really start to see that. Normally have that on 0.8. I don't know why it wasn't on that today, but you can see this hot spot on the weekly up at 106,300. This hot spot way up here back at 102.12 is that next area to really keep your eye on if we can start holding some of the levels that we talked about before. So we got several areas to keep our eye on. We will get to that in just a second. We do have a few other things to kind of keep your eye on today. This afternoon, also at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we got Fed Barr and Fed Williams speaking. So keep your eye on that one. A lot going on at 11 a.m. Let's get that Bitcoin chart pulled up. Say good morning to the chat. We had Pro Bitcoin first in the chat this morning. We were talking about some levels to the downside to potentially keep your eye on if we can't hold where we're at right now. So we will get to that in just a second. We've got Crypto Billy in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day so far. Let's see who else we got. We got DMB getting a gifted membership this morning. We've got Eric Wallen in the house. We've got Jay in here. Curtis Hill as well. Good morning. We've got Steve Hickey and Jesse Gluck in the house. Good morning to both of you. Hope you're having a great day so far. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Darren Does Things in the chat. Good morning. I've got all of those alt requests and stock requests so far. So let's see if we got any other ones in the chat. We got All Set in here. Good morning. We got Lasers Go Pew Pew. Good morning. We got Jay Violet in here as well. So several requests to go over this morning. We got a few stocks. Let me get those separated in that list. We got SMR, OKLO, Meta, and NIO. have another stock we will be taking a look at that is involved with nuclear. Since we got 2 nuclear requests, I was seeing something coming out of LEU, a big provider for nuclear energy. We've got ICP and Soon requested for those alts. So if we got any other ones, we'll see if we got the time to get to it as we get through this Bitcoin chart here. We are coming back down to a level we were talking about the other day that we wanted to see hold us some support on the shorter term time frame. We got above it, saw a nice strong bounce off of the top side of that fair value gap. That was 102,400. We talked about that area yesterday. We were looking for a little upside action yesterday. We wanted to get above that 102,400, turn it into some support, and then continue that move towards the upside. We did talk about a few levels to kind of keep our eye on for that top side resistance. That was about 103,800. We got above that, really faltered short of our 382 on that fib extension. We're starting to see just a little bit of sell off. We do have plenty of red money flow to contend with on the higher term time frames, but you're starting to see a little bit of some battle going on the shorter term time frames. So we will need to keep our eye on that short term time frame money flow to see if we can get that to continue to give us some nice signals on the higher term time frame. The daily is just starting to see its pickup of volume here. We've got some bottoming indicators here as well, a reversal signal, true 7 clipping on out, and your money flow starting to get a little bit of curvature there. Really got to zoom that on in to see it. But we will see if we can get that bleeding over from the shorter term time frame into the higher term time frame. Give us a few big bodied candles that the bears will have to contend with here. We are getting a little sideways momentum on that MACD as well. Those red candles here on our oscillator are starting to slow up just a bit as well. You can see that big difference from that small red candle here to the big red candle here. Not seeing that continue to see that growth in the red candles there. So might see a little bit of some bottoming action here after a nice little retest on that 102,400. If we don't hold that area, we've got the bottom side of that fair value gap to really contend with. That's all the way down at 97,600. We do have a few levels underneath that as well that we would have to keep our eye on, but I would like to hold this range and see if we can get some last moves towards the upside before we really start talking about bear market. You know, there's been a lot of thumbnails and a lot of titles on YouTube talking about, is the bull run over? And if we can hold this, really get that bouncing action, see some nice strong money flow coming back in, then you can get that next little push towards the upside here. I've been talking about a next little push towards the upside, and we did talk about getting a nice little pullback so that we can get that nice strong move up towards that 132 area. We will kind of have to see if we can start reclaiming these key levels first, because you've got very low Bitcoin liquidity on exchanges, which normally does push us towards some upside. You have been seeing some sell off. We will see if we can absorb that. We do have Bitcoin here on this hourly, also looking a little bit nice for some continuation towards the upside here. Same thing for London as yesterday. You're seeing some nice consolidation ranges here, really holding those Asia lows. That is nice to see. I would expect just a little bit of a move towards the downside to really grab up any liquidity that's down there before you get that move towards the upside. So that's what I would look for first this morning. As you're seeing these bottoming indicators, you've still got plenty of red money flow here on the hourly to really keep your eye on. We've got the volume looking quite nice. So if you can get that hold up of volume here with your switch of money flow, you can get that nice strong move towards the upside. We do have a few levels to really contend with. First, that is going to be our equal candle bodies from back here, where we got our rejections on that New York AM and New York PM. So keep your eye on that level. We'll get that short-term horizontal rate drawn out for you so that you can see that just a little bit better there. That is coming in at 104,500. That'll be our key level to kind of keep our eyes on there. So a lot of resistance directly above us, and then we've got the 382 directly above that. So nice little zone to kind of keep your eyes on for some rejection at 104,500 to 105. That's that 382 level on our fib extensions there. We're starting to get some nice indicators here as this sell-off has slowed up just a little bit. We're starting to get some reversal signals, still sitting in the red on the prime oscillator. MACD starting to get some curvature as well, and you're starting to print those lighter red candles on the histogram. We will really have to see if we can hold this area first and then get that move towards the upside. So I would like to see that retest on the higher term time frame of 102,400, which is the top side of the fair value gap. That would clear out bottom side liquidity and then really allow you to launch off towards the upside there. Let's take a look at that 15-minute and see what the morning might be bringing our way here. And this is where you're starting to see that nice little signal where we could get that move towards the downside. Nice little consolidation range here. It has cooled off these oscillators quite nicely, but it does allow with this red money flow to see that quick move towards the downside here as you're struggling to really get above the highs that we made in London. So looking for a little bit of a switch up here, but would grab the liquidity first and then get that move towards the upside. So we are struggling in our current range here. Nice little consolidation though. We are seeing price really struggle to break above 103,300 this morning. We've got those London highs up at 103,600. That is that next real area. We'll kind of have to keep our eyes on that downside because we've got some nice red money flow here on the 15-minute, and we're starting to see a little bit of sideways momentum coming in on MACD, although we are starting to print those green handle candles on the histogram. So a little bit of liquidity towards the downside that we talked about when we looked at that liquidation heat map might be grabbed up before we go up to grab that top side liquidity up at $105,000. So let's get into some of those alt requests and stock requests. I would like to take a look at LEU first before we dive into those nuclear stocks that were requested this morning. We are seeing quite the pullback on LEU. And we're at that point where you could start seeing some red money flow coming on in. That green money flow really faltering on the daily. We had some nice strong green money flow back here. And it's been on a slowdown ever since. We got that nice little visit into the red, but we were increasing all that volume. Volume's now starting to slow down here. So definitely could see a little bit of some continued sell-off here. It is down 6% in the pre-market right now. I am looking for some lower levels. I will probably be doing some buying on this. I did sell out just a little bit of my position, so I would like to reposition on this one. This is a company that provides all of the nuclear fissionable materials for nuclear companies. So anytime nuclear is doing well, this company will also do well. They provide everything that the other nuclear companies need to even produce the energy. So we are looking for a level directly below us on our fib extensions here. That is at 2618 on our extensions. That is $283. We haven't got that nice real strong retest on it. We got that move below it and then really blasted through it. So to get a little bit of a retest on that level as we were unable to hold, what was that there, the 3618, would be a nice little move to kind of watch for. We are in a bit of a downtrend here. We've got that lower high, looking for a lower low now as your MACD is getting that curvature down towards the downside, starting to print those bigger red candles on the histogram. Your volume starting to slow up a little bit as well, and that prime oscillator sitting in heavy red as we're getting that move towards the downside. Take a look at the weekly here. You can really see that there's plenty of movements towards the downside, but your big holdup here is going to be your nice green money flow. So strong money flow on that higher term time frame, and you're starting to see a little bit of a slow up on volume, but we've got some levels directly below us that could start holding price up. And that first one's that $283 price point. We also have a little area below that coming in at almost $250 to kind of see some buying pressure stepping on in. We'll get that horizontal rate drawn up here as well. We got those equal candle bodies coming in at $249.65. So another little level to the downside to keep your eye on. Might be a nice zone to do some buying at. We will have to see if we get that bouncing on the 2618 first, or if we're going to continue towards the downside there. Stock market has been seeing quite the sell-off unless you're in that true 7. So we are seeing quite the downturn on the hourly here as well. We're continuing on that sell-off yesterday. Got a nice little fair value gap directly above us, but it looks like we're going to have that push towards the downside, make another fair value gap. We'll see if we can push back into that this morning. Gotta wait for that market open to really draw out that CME gap, but we're getting that nice little curvature here on the MACD back towards the downside. We're getting that here on the prime oscillator as well, as that money flows are breaking into some selling pressure, and we've got your volume extremely low here. So that first area I'd look for the pickup of volume and some money flow is directly below us at 283. We've talked about that level a few times now. We will kind of have to see if we get all the way back down there. Nice little move below what was support on this CME gap above us. So looking like the shorter term time frame is getting that nice little curve over of money flow as well. You can see here we got that nice low, and then we're rolling back over all over again. So nice red selling, nice selling pressure on most of our time frames here, and that could lead to some nice buying opportunities. I will continue to hound on that nuclear train because it's done pretty well for me, and it seems like that nuclear train will not be slowing down anytime soon. So any buying opportunities I can get, I will definitely be taking. We had a few other nuclear stocks requested here, SMR and OKLO. I took some profits on SMR a while back when we were in that CME gap back here. We did get that nice little push above it. Not too concerned with that. I was looking for some repositioning. I did buy back at $33, and we do have the potential to come back to that point all over again. So let's zoom this out. Take a look at the daily here. We're really struggling to make any kind of move above our CME gap that's way up here. We've got some weak money flow on that buying pressure. So really looking like a nice consolidation phase. And what we would have to look for here is whether it's going to break towards the downside or if it's going to break towards the upside. I would look to see if we hold that $33.78 point all over again. We're getting that rollover of our prime oscillator. Money flow barely in the green, and your volume's a little bit low here as that MACD is breaking below our zero line. So we'll kind of have to see if we get that break towards the downside. Weekly's looking extremely flat, so not really a whole lot of information on that higher term time frame just yet of which direction we will kind of break. So we will be watching that shorter term time frame, buying up where we can to get that next little move towards the upside there. We've got nice strong resistance at the CME gap at $46, and I've just been trying to buy the lows of this consolidation phase here. We do have the hourly getting a little bit of a rollover as well. You know, that sideways momentum coming in on that MACD. We are above the indicator line, but that money flow is barely in the green here, and that volume is extremely low, so it wouldn't take a whole lot of effort to really push that price towards the downside. We're getting that sideways momentum on that prime oscillator as well, really waiting to see where that volume and money flow starts coming back in. And I do think that $33 to about $32 price point is where you might start seeing that volume and money flow. If you can't hold that range though, you do have a CME gap directly below us to kind of contend with. That's at $28.37 to $25.25. Golden pocket sits in the middle of that, so we'll see if we get some support on the middle of that. We do have the 15-minute and the morning looking a little bit iffy as well. We are opening up directly at the highs that we saw in this sideways move here, but your money flow is looking extremely ugly as it's heavily in the red. Prime oscillator in the red here as well. You've got that MACD really failing to break above our zero line and getting that strong curvature. So some downside action might be what we see this morning after that market opens. We do have a CME gap directly below us, and that bottom side's coming in at $36.29. So a range to kind of see if we can hold for now, as we're continuing to see that resistance even in the pre-market at $38 and what is that, 14 cents there. We are opening up directly below that. We've seen that reject now twice on the short, 3 times on that shorter term time frame, so we'll kind of have to see if we can get above that. We had OKLO requested. Let's get into that one. Another favorite on those nuclear stocks. Nice little strong move towards the upside, but could definitely see a nice little retap continuation move towards the downside after we're failing to really hold that midline of the CME gap. We're opening up directly at resistance where we've got our equal wicks and equal candle bodies, and we'll kind of have to see if all of this red money flow on the shorter term time frames pushes us back towards the downside. Let's get this zoomed on out, take a look at that higher time frame, see what we're looking at here. We do have nice strong support directly below us. That's 110, no, 108. So that's the level to kind of keep your eye on. We've got that coming in at 108.55. That's that area. I have an alert set. I don't know what happened to my alert, but might do some buying at that level. We're breaking below our zero line here on the MACD, and we'll kind of have to see if this nice green money flow can give us some hold up in this area here. We are below the midline of that CME gap as well, so do have a little bit of some resistance that we will kind of have to contend with here. That golden pocket on our fib extensions is resistance now, and we're seeing some nice signs that you could get some nice buying levels directly below us. Let's get that hourly pulled on up here, because we're seeing that curvature here on that hourly as that money flows breaking into the red. So we'll kind of have to see if this Trump announcement at 11 gets that market pushed towards the downside, because that's where I really think you do get your buying opportunity. You can see that 108. Let's get that horizontal ray drawn on out now. Equal candle body. Nice little double touch there before we got that bounce. That's a 108.94. So nice little area directly below our CME gap. I would look to see if that CME gap holds first. But I am looking at this little area right here for a buying opportunity. Would definitely be a nice little long-term hold, especially since nuclear doesn't look like it's going anywhere. We're in that downtrend, but we've got those that nice little slow up on the lows there, so that'd be a nice little another slow up on those lows, and then could really give you that move towards the upside, as this higher high would give you the ability to make that higher high, as this high isn't very far off of this. So nice little move towards the upside could really change this trend here, and nice little buying opportunities down at 100. If you can't hold that, you do have some levels directly below that as well, but we will keep our eye on this stock as we go forward. All right, we had a few alt requests. Let's get over to those. Let's see if we got some time for some ZBEC as well. We got Ada Ace in the house this morning. Good morning to you. Look at Hydro to Ada. If it's on Trading View and we've got the time, we could potentially do that. ZBEC. Actually, I got that pulled up right now. I was looking at that this morning, seeing what happened. We talked about that move towards the upside yesterday, wanting to see 00359 be our resistance. That is directly where we got our resistance, and we were wanting to see if we come all the way down to 00319. We were unable to hold the highs from back there. We do have a fair value gap bottom to really contend with here. We haven't fully closed that out yet. That's 003,216. We are trying to get back up towards that midline where we see plenty of resistance at. So let's get this zoomed on out, see what's going on our daily time frame. We did talk about potentially losing that 1618. That's from 00333. So definitely have that coming in as a little bit of resistance. You can see all the sell pressure above that on the higher term time frame, but you're nice and cooled off here on the daily. You can see this downtrend has really cooled those oscillators off, and we're really just waiting on some volume and some money flow. So definitely at some key levels all over again. You've got 00319 being that nice strong support area to kind of watch price bounce at all over again. So keep our eyes on that shorter term time frame money flow. We're really seeing that nice cool off here on the hourly as well. Really just waiting on that money flow here. So bottom side of that CME gap is going to be that first real area to watch for. That strong support coming in directly below that. So a little bit of a zone there to kind of see some bouncing at, and seeing a little bit of sideways momentum directly underneath the 50% line of this fair value gap here coming in as our resistance. We will need to get above that first to get those moves back up towards the upside at 00341. So few little levels towards the upside. I would like to see this this fair value gap closed out first, since we're so close to the bottom of it. Would really see that nice strong money flow coming back in on that level. 15-minute and the morning looking a little bit worrisome here, but also nice and bottomed. So MACD getting a little bit of some rollover here, but that prime oscillator very close to some bottoming. We got that nice strong volume starting to come back in. Looks like the front running of that move towards the upside. So failing to really close out that fair value gap. As you can see, we got extremely close to that level there, but you've got it directly below us. So we are getting that secondary rejection off the midline. Would like to see if we get that first little bouncing at 00321, or if we get that bouncing at 0031935. So few areas towards the downside. We do have some worrisome signs on the 15-minute, but a little bit of money flow changes that story as the volume has started to increase here. So definitely got a little bit of sideways momentum on that prime oscillator as well. Could easily get that push towards the upside with a little bit of money flow. We've got French Toaster in the house. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day so far. That was ZBEC for you. We had ICP requested as well. Let's get over to that one. I might have to pull it on up. Not sure where it is on my list there. So ICP. I guess I don't have it in my favorites. Oh, no, I do. ICP. It's been a super long time since I've looked at ICP. Not a favorite of my tokens, you know. They saw that massive sell-off in the beginning. Oh, look at that. $2.90 was our nice strong support, and that has been our nice strong support the entire time. So nice strong bounce off at $2.90 after a little bit of a wick below that to sweep up liquidity. Saw that triple bouncing action on top of it. Really waiting to see if we can hold the highs from back here. Let's get that horizontal ray drawn out. As you can see, I've never really done any chartery on this besides to draw up the strong support area. So nice strong move towards the upside for ICP. We've got our support from back here to see if we can hold. Got some nice wick in action candle bodies. So let's get that drawn from there. You can kind of see $6.13 might be an area to kind of watch for some support at. We'll kind of have to see if this is our top or if we've got some more room towards the upside to go. Daily is looking a little bit toppy here on that prime oscillator. Oversold signals flashing. Don't have a reversal signal flashing just yet. Getting some nice strong momentum. Volume coming on in. We will kind of have to see if we can hold 613 and get that continuation move towards the upside, or if we start losing that, there's a lot of volume. There's a lot of lack of volume here in this area to come back down and start testing on levels. We'll kind of have to see what happens on today to see where we might go from there. So let's get that hourly pulled on up here. You're getting that nice strong bouncing from back here at $4.77. So that might be an area to kind of keep your eye on. If we lose 613, nice little sideways range to kind of cool those oscillators off at. You do have a hidden divergence here. You've got a divergence here on the MACD as well. Really waiting to see if we get that continued rollover. Prime oscillator getting some curvature back towards the upside. You've got the big slow up on volume here on the hourly. And we really struggle to get above 613 here. So as you can see on the hourly, we did get that wick above it, but really came in as some resistance first before we got that move above and dropped back down. We'll kind of have to see if we're going to get that bounce off of 613 and then continue, or if we're going to lose 613, push back up, and then get that continuation move towards the downside there. So definitely got some lack of volume here on the shorter term time frame, and we're just waiting to see if we can get some money flow coming back in here. 15-minute looking a little bit iffy as well. Nice little consolidation range. You are making that higher highs or higher lows through it and making those higher highs, but that could easily break towards the downside there. So definitely looking a little bit iffy as your volume has slowed up quite a bit. You've got two reversal signals flashing. We'll probably end up seeing a third but on that before we get that curvature back down on both that MACD and that prime oscillator. So few areas towards the downside. We would have to break $5.60 to really see $4.74 come into play. Let's get that horizontal ray drawn out and make it a shorter term time frame level there. So if you break 559, you're probably coming all the way back down. So that was ICP for you. Let's take a look at Soon, and then we got Meta and NIO to take a look at. We've got Sync and Toaster. I guess we got a few toasters in the chat this morning. Good morning to both of you. We got Lasers Go Pew Pew talking about, let's see. Yeah, but it's all old stuff. I guess you're talking about your channel there. So we got Robert Mulligan in the house. Good morning to you. Let's see what's going on. Talking about some music. I can appreciate some music. Let's see. I mean no disrespect, but his TA is so simple, I feel like I'm doing too much. Hey, it's a real thing. They call that paralysis of analysis. I like to keep it simple. As Lasers Pew Pew said, KISS. Keep it simple. And usually it tells its own story. The more you try to go in there and take a look at things and try to overanalyze it, the more you won't know exactly where it's going. So we got Deborah Saramento in the house. Good morning. Band called Human Time Bomb. Yeah, y'all are talking about that music. I might have to check them out. We got Silver Days XRP in the house as well. Good morning. And Alexandra G, the mod queen. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day so far. Drop those emojis if you got them for her. All right, we had Soon requested. We will see what's going on with Soon. Never heard of it. Jesse's a bit of a degen, so let's see what's going on. Oh, so you're talking about projects after they moonshot a little bit. We've got a bit of a fair value gap to kind of keep your eye on here. We're trying to hold the top side of that. You can see that wick in action that really has got that fair value gap coming on in. Let's get that rectangle drawn on up for you. So here's that fair value gap from wick to wick to kind of contend with. That is an hourly fair value gap there. Normally I like higher term time frame fair value gaps than that, but there's not a whole lot to go off of on this project here. So that is also coming in midline back here where we have a lot of support at. So I guess that's directly below the midline. That'd be an area to kind of keep your eye on. $1.09. We'll get that horizontal drawn on up for you. We are trying to hold the top side of that fair value gap here. We're seeing a big sell-off on the volume, that money flow. And looking like that volume has come down quite a bit. You're starting to see a little bit of sideways momentum coming in on that prime oscillator, but you've got your higher lows to contend with. You've got your very equal lows here, and where you have equal lows, you normally have liquidity underneath, so would probably end up breaking into that fair value gap there. You're getting that MACD with some rollover as well, and really starting to print some red candles on that histogram. We'll kind of have to see. Do we got any information on that daily? Not a whole lot, but we do have a fib extension that we could pull up here now. So from the lows to our highs to our lows, looking like that. Platinum pocket comes in at the top side of that fair value gap, and we've got another area to kind of keep your eye on towards the downside. That's going to be that golden pocket right above our midline. So that's coming in at $1.20. So we are trying to hold that platinum pocket for now. You can see that's where we got our bouncing action, and then we rejected off of the 1,236 and came back down. So a lot of sell pressure directly above us on that shorter term time frame. Big bodied candle there. Really waiting to see if we retest all of this because there's a lack of volume there. Look at that pump. Got that pump with an extreme lack of volume. A little bit iffy. Hourly's got that lack of volume as well. You barely saw a pickup of volume to push that towards the upside. Barely saw an increase of money flow as well. So I would expect a retest of that quick move candle. Got the 15-minute and the morning also looking a little bit iffy, running a little bit sideways there on the MACD. You've got a bearish divergence here. You got a peak seeker. Your money flow starting to break back into the red. Got that lack of volume again. We'll kind of have to see if we hold that platinum pocket or not. $1.34 is that bouncing area to first keep your eye on. If we don't hold that, coming all the way back into our fair value gap, we got that midline at $1.16 would be what I would watch for. That was soon for you, Jesse. Let's take a look at Meta and NIO. So we have a few stock requests, and then we'll have to wind the show on down. So let's get to Meta real quick. Meta getting that move towards the upside in the pre-market, but we've got a nice strong sell-off on us. We did get that giant CME gap to kind of contend with here. All need to draw out some new levels for us. Golden pocket there coming in as some resistance, but we got those new highs back there. So giant CME gap, that'll be our first area to watch for here. Let's get that drawn out from the candle to our candle here, and we will make that blue so that we know it's a CME gap, because that's what we color those CME gaps around here. Looks like we've got plenty of resistance above us. Really strong red money flow here on the daily, or on the hourly, getting that rollover as well. Let's take a look at that daily real quick. Looking like we're very close to bottoming. We've got that money flow to really contend with here, so I would like to get above our golden pocket first and then see if we can get some bouncing action. Let's see on a fib extension level what we got going on, because we got our lows from back here, the push towards the upside, and then our lows there. Let's see what we got on the fib extension. Got our lows to our high to our low here. Looking like we saw that resistance coming in at the 1 line on our fib extension, held the 50% line. We've got that golden pocket coming in at the bottom side of our CME gap. So that's that first area I'd kind of watch for some resistance at. That's coming in at $667 there. Getting that bottoming action on the daily. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that on. We can get that battle on the hourly, because we are looking a little iffy there. Pre-market is opening up towards the upside. We need to get above a 641 first to get that continuation move towards the upside. If not, looking at some continued projections and moves towards the downside might be what you should watch for there. So let's see what that 15-minute is looking like. 15-minute looking like you could see a little bit of continued sell-off if you reject off a 642, getting that rollover on the prime oscillator and MACD. Money flow in the red on the shorter term time frame as well. Got some nice volume though, so seeing if we can hold that 50% line at 631. Let's see what's going on with NEO. That was a stock as well. I don't think I got that on my list anywhere. Stocks, NEO. Let's see. Zooming on out. Take a look at the daily. We'll do this one pretty quick because it is almost time to go to work for me. Apparently, I have charted this before. Okay then. I don't know much about this, but might have to take some looks. Look at that. Nice little rejection off the platinum pocket. Dropped us all the way down to the 0 line on our fib levels. We'll kind of have to draw out some new fibs here, as we don't have a whole lot of information in this area. So let's get a new fib drawn on out from our high back here to our lows down here. Let's get that one deleted. And looking like we just got above the 236 there. Would like to see that 382 turned into some support. We saw that rejection off of it, bounce off of the 236. Got some nice money flow coming on in on that higher term time frame. Really waiting to see if you can get that increase of volume, because volume is low. I would expect that at the 382 there. You do have a level back here as well to kind of contend with. Let's get that horizontal drawn on up, coming in at $7.71. Let's see what's going on that hourly. Hourly could see a little bit of moves towards the downside if we can't get above our local resistance at $7.51. Let's get that as a short-term horizontal there. That is your area to get above, so we can get back up towards that 382. Looks like this one isn't as strong of a resistance area as I thought, so would like to get above 751 first, really turn that into support to get above to that 382 there. If we reject off of that, we've got a few areas towards the downside there. Let's see, that CME gap looks like the area we got the most bouncing at. So let's get that CME gap drawn out there. Coming in from candle body to candle body, looks like $7.32 is the top side. Oh, $7.14 is the top side of that CME gap. So that is closed. Would look to see if we get that secondary bouncing off of that there. If not, looking back towards the bottom side of it where we got nice buying pressure at might be what we watch for. $6.92. We're getting a little bit of rollover on that hourly. We'll see what the 15-minute is looking like and what the morning might be bringing our way there. Also seeing the slow up of money flow, so definitely looking for that 715 first to see if we can get that at nice strong cool off on the higher term time frames to give you that bounce above 751. It is 6:31 and time to wind that show on down. Make sure to tune in to the other shows here on the Piper Academy. We've got that morning market report every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then we've got Trading with OC at a new time. I heard it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks to Alexander G for letting me know that yesterday. So every single weekday, we've got Trading with OC at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We've also got that morning market report every single morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Great place for the breakdown of your macro data. Trading with OC is a great place to be if you like to do some learning and you like to make some money. Until next time, though, make sure to wake up because today's going to be a good day.
Wake up, let's run it. Charts up, we love it. Backpack, we done it. GM, good morning, we run it.
Sunrise hits like a highlight reel. Coffee poured, yeah, this grind feel real. Wallet looking healthy like a post-gym meal. Crypto fam locked in, no off-day deals. Throwing shade, now we throw confetti. Market bounce back, hand strong, we steady. Dreams too big, so the doubts feel petty. Bull mode hitting, hope you're ready. We ain't stressing, we pressing, blessing the session. Turn every rejection to fuel for progression. Charts look clean, yeah, the vibe is a weapon. We build every day, this is compounding lessons.
GM, we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Another day up, yeah, we glow. Hands to the sky like let's get paid. Chase big goals, not just upgrades. GM bull energy all day. Smile up, we're built this way.
No fear, just flips and vibes. Turning old dreams into real life strides. Hard days hit, we don't divide. Team eats together when the market rides. Tap in early, that sunrise hustle. Bear tried to break us, couldn't touch muscle. Stack small wins, that's compound muscle. Every new block, another flex, no struggle. Climb fast, no breaks, no doubt. Big cheers when the green breaks out. Crypto fam in the chat, full shout. We don't clock in, we break out. Oh!
3 a.m. we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Every candle's just fuel, let's blow. We don't watch life, we make waves. Another sunrise, another brave day. GM fam, let's go be great. Good morning, crypto. Press play.
Wake up, smile, send it.
Yeah.